Every February, we celebrate Black artists, musicians, and authors in honor of Black History Month. Black artists in this nation have a long history of being outspoken on social issues. Local author Nic Stone continued this tradition when she wrote her book, Dear Martin. Let's take a look.
I am Nic Stone, author of Dear Martin and Odd One Out and a bunch of other stuff that's not out yet. I remember in high school I met three characters who were African American, and they all had really sad stories. Reading lost its savor a little bit just because, I don't know, like you hit this point where the assigned reading no longer reflects your experience. That is sad to me. And I eventually did start writing because I wanted to rectify that. And I wanted people who are in high school to have the stuff that I didn't. So Dear Martin specifically was unfortunately inspired by current events. In November of 2012, a young man named Jordan Davis was killed in Jacksonville, Florida. He and some friends had stopped by a convenience store to get some snacks. They had their music turned up loud in the parking lot. A guy pulls in next to them, a white guy pulls in next to them, was unhappy with both the volume and type of music they were listening to. And, you know, within a few minutes, Jordan Davis had been killed by this guy over music. Like that, it shook me up a little bit. So that was kind of the spark for the book that would become Dear Martin. I really just wanted to address some of the kind of underlying issues that lead people to see Black boys as threats before they see them as people. So Dear Martin follows a 17-year-old African-American boy who, after a traumatic experience with racial profiling, decides to start a journal of letters written to the late Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. to see if Dr. King's teachings still hold up now. You watch him kind of go through his daily life dealing with racism, noticing things that he didn't notice before, and writing these letters to Dr. King to process. And, you know, things don't always go well, but I think that he does, toward the end, no spoilers of course, but he does come out understanding life a little differently than he did going in. I have been blown away by some of the responses that I've gotten. It is beautiful to me how open you guys are to thinking about and talking about this kind of stuff. And it gives me hope because honestly, I think, you're at the age now where the power is yours. Dr. King was 15 the first time he made a public speech. And I think that it's such an important time. High school is such an important time for human beings to just kind of step into their power and figure out that they have agency and they can change the world. And I just hope that the book continues to spark conversations amongst you youngins.
It's inspiring to see the long-standing tradition of advocacy and literature being continued right here in our own community. For JCNN, I'm Jordan Pettiford.